Welcome back to Food Travelers. In this episode, we are heading over to Richmond, BC. We're going to a restaurant called Golden Time, and what they do is they actually offer kind of this skewer barbecue, kind of like izakaya, Micah, similar to Japanese, but it's over right on the table, so it's pretty interesting to be able to sit there and watch your food cook.
Yeah, this one was definitely a interesting experience. We've been to a lot of barbecue restaurants, and this one is definitely more, I would say, a little bit more fun because you can actually feel the heat radiating from the table directly to your face. You gotta kind of sit back a little bit there. And it's nice that when we came here, it was right at the opening of the restaurant time, and they're only open for dinner. And they open pretty late. I don't exactly know their whole operating hours of schedule because they don't have a website that I can follow and see. I kind of just searched it through Google Maps and found them from there. And they have this kind of like a tray system where while it's cooking, it's not really cooking on the belt, but like on the chain, and it kind of moves and rotates by itself. So if you're watching the skewers cook, you kind of have to watch how they place it on there, otherwise it won't turn correctly. And then they have this other tray where you put the food on top while and to keep it warm while it's still the bottom stuff is still cooking.
It's a pretty interesting system. One of the nice things though is at least the server will come by and they'll set the stuff up for you, and they'll tell you how long something should cook and what to look for. And one of the things that she always kind of mentioned was looking at the bubbles, because as it gets closer and closer to being finished, there's a lot of bubbles that end up on the meats, and then you can kind of get an idea of when it's cooked. But once it's cooked, as you can see, there's a little slots that you can stick the skewers in, and as it rotates and cooks itself, once it's done, you actually move it up to that little top section where the little bars are, and you can put it there to keep the meats warm, so when you're not ready to eat it quite yet, at least that's a nice feature where you can actually put it up there to keep it warm. And then there's actually another feature where it's kind of at the end, as you can see, and it's a little bit a spot where once you actually finish the skewer, you can put the leftover skewers into that little small section to hold it, and then servers will come by and actually grab those things to take it out of the way.
Yeah, and as you saw earlier in the video, it's kind of like dim sum style where you're taking the boxes of the items that you want to order, and there's sauces on the side of the table as well with water that you can grab, and there's I think like I don't know, it's a pepper salt combo mix of dipping sauce, and there's also some spicy ones as well. And I think everything is pretty good. It's all laid out. It's really straightforward, and I think the whole concept is a great idea. It's fun. It's interactive, and with the hood on top, you won't be leaving smelling like barbecue food.
Yeah, that's definitely an outcome that occurs if the ventilation is not great, and in this case it did have pretty good ventilation. And so we did try to order a whole bunch of different type of meats because we wanted to kind of try a lot of different things. In addition to like the grilled meats you can have on the skewers, you can also order other dishes that come on the side that's already kind of pre-made. And as you can see, we have a list here of all the items, at least from the first round, in which we ordered and we had cooked and we wanted to try. Kind of going back to what Michael was talking about with the water, for me, I really appreciated it. It was a cucumber water. I really do like when I'm at the restaurant being able to get the excess water instead of having to wait to get my glass refill that I drink. Water fairly enough when I go out to eat at restaurants, and so sometimes I just really don't enjoy waiting for the waiter to come back to get water, and I'm kind of looking, going, okay, I'm thirsty, I need water. So I think that was a nice feature that they had.
Yeah, definitely. And even with just waiting or not really waiting around, I think being early to this restaurant was a plus as well. I think after we sat down, there's probably like 2 other tables that were being filled up while we were eating there. And even with with just the 3 tables there, they still came by very frequently, checking on us, kind of watching our meats and say, oh, this is ready now, you should pull it off here. Or sometimes they would just pull it off for us while we were busy eating ourselves. And they asked, oh, do you want another sheet to order more food? Your round is just about finished here, or it was just finished and we're still eating, but they're like, well, to prepare for the next round, you can start ordering now so that they can get it ready for you. Because when you're cooking the food, it's not like it's so hot where it's just gonna be like a 2-minute wait. Some of them actually take 7 minutes or 10 minutes for some of the items.
Yeah, definitely depending on the different meats that you do order. Like we had the honey chicken wings, and those one took a little bit of time for it to cook down. We also ordered some kind of cartilage, chicken cartilage, and that was, or beef cartilage, I should say, and that was actually pretty quick, about 2 to 3 minutes. So kind of depending on what you got, they'll kind of line it up. And from what I noticed, it seemed like towards the end of the table, things that were cooking faster would be placed on the end of the table, and then things that took kind of longer would be kind of pushed out to the back. So that was interesting to kind of observe that. But overall, it was really nice to be able to try a lot of different things. And something I also noticed was that they would use the same sheet. So when they brought the sheet back for us to kind of mark the second round for the things that we wanted, you could kind of see what you already ordered. So if you weren't sure, like if I tried that or if I missed something else or like that, you can actually look at what you ordered from the prior one and see, and then if you want the same thing because you really liked it, or you wanted something different because you haven't tried it, then that was actually pretty helpful.
And also to add on to that, with the same sheet that they bring out, they actually give you a different color pen or pencil each time, so that you can mark it so that it will show like throughout the rounds that you had what you had or what you ordered, so you won't like reorder the same thing again. Because sometimes pencil marks, there's like a stray mark, you're just pen resting on there and you're not sure if that's what you wanted. So I think that system, it works really well for them, and also just for yourself as a consumer, you can know what you had or what you didn't have. And so some of the other items that we got here, they don't all just have to be meat, they have vegetables, of course. So we got like this eggplant here that was pretty good, and there's seafood items as well, and with like scallops or even abalone too, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, some of the side items, as I mentioned and you mentioned earlier, the eggplant, I really enjoyed the flavor, but for me, texture-wise, for some reason, when eggplant gets kind of cooked down like that and it gets soft and mushy, it's not my favorite texture. The flavors were great. I enjoyed the flavors, but I found myself sometimes like as I was chewing, I was like, should I swallow it down? My throat seems like it's just, putting up a no sign. And so I just kind of kept chewing and chewing and chewing, and eventually I was able to swallow it. But flavors were great, but for some reason that texture just always gets to me. And then of course we finished off.
Yeah, we had the dessert.
Yeah, they gave us the banana ice cream, which was really good.
But overall, it was actually a really good restaurant. I really enjoyed this one.
And to wrap up the episode are our notables, and unfortunately for this episode we did not have any notables.
And to support our channel, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for the YouTube algorithm. And for more photos, follow us on Instagram. See you guys on the next episode.